Boys bring their own slow motion stunts. Everything you watch is slow motion. You can see different scenery as soon as the wind blows. Hi everyone, I am Adana who is addicted to movies. Tell a story in slow motion today. The hero, Xiaoshen, found out that he has superpowers in the 5th grade. He is in the relay race. Staring at the beloved girl is too fascinated. Actually rushed out of the track. Later go to the doctor. Xiaoshen knew that he had a pair. Wanli picks a titanium alloy eye with its own slow-acting magical skills. He has excellent dynamic vision. Just focus on watching. Everything in front of you will turn into slow motion. But because of this, the brain and eyes cannot work together at the same speed. This makes Xiaoshen unable to run and cannot overuse his eyes. Otherwise, you will faint and your vision will deteriorate rapidly. In other words, the eyes are too good to run. After that, Xiaoshen said goodbye to all sports. But this is also good. For example, a young lady wearing a skirt on a windy day. These are the youth secrets that Xiaoshen can't tell. He wears sunglasses to school every day after he got sick, in case the sun burns the eyes. But the bear kid said he was a freak. Often bully him. Only Axio is willing to play with him. But this happiness didn't last long. The children's bullying spread to Aishu. When 2 people were riding bicycles that day, Axio deliberately walked away, and Xiaoshen can't run. I watched as Axio strode away. After that, Xiaoshen never went out again. Watching TV every day, he thinks that as long as his eyes are not so easy to use, I can be like a normal child. This of course is useless. 20 years passed like this. Dad had an accident at the construction site. Xiaoshen is the only man in the family. Must work out. Don't even say. He really found a very suitable career. Surveillance video supervisor. Still a civil servant's iron rice bowl. Sit in front of the screen and watch the monitor every day. With strong dynamic vision. All the details can't escape Xiaoshen's eyes. He helped the police arrest a lot of prisoners. And this job also brought Xiaoshen a surprise. He found Axio. Axio still lives in the old house. But she's not doing well. Work 3 jobs a day. In order to pay off the debt that father owed before his death. Xiaoshen looks at Axio quietly every day through monitoring. The first love is in front of me like this. Real men have to act. Xiaoshen on a misty day. Find Axio directly to confess. Learn the classic routines of Korean dramas. I have you in my heart. Axio regarded him as a pervert. But Xiaoshen doesn't understand. He feels that he is not handsome enough. The second time I burned my head and held a flower. Confession. Seeing the bus rushing towards Axio, Xiaoshen made a handsome move. Dragged Axio to her side. Dear, can you hear my heartbeat? Axio dislikes it very much. Even more embarrassing. Axio said that the Axio he and Xiaoshen know only have the same name. She doesn't remember Xiaoshen. Actually, Axio is lying. Why doesn't she remember Xiaoshen? Just over 30 years old. Paid a debt. She's really embarrassed to recognize Xiaoshen. This can't be concealed from Xiaoshen's eyes of true love. He didn't give up. Through monitoring every day, he drew all the places Axio passed by. No matter what happened to Aishu, he is always the first to appear. Slowly, Aishu really fell in love with Xiaoshen. But the ophthalmologist reminded Xiaoshen. Hurry up and resign, while you can still see it. Go see this world. In fact, Xiaoshen's eyes are getting worse and worse. He draws every day. Just to draw a map in my heart. I can protect Axio until the day of blindness. Xiaoshen and Axio went to see the sea that day. This beautiful relationship has really begun. But when I took Aishu home at night, Lone Shark came to the door, forcing Axio to sell the house. And Xiaoshen's eyes are getting blurry. He can't protect his lover at all. Axio didn't notice that Xiaoshen had a problem with her eyes at this time. I just feel that this city really can't tolerate myself. Sell the house and go back to the countryside. The next day, Xiaoshen watched Axio carry luggage in the surveillance. He is uncomfortable but powerless. At this time the police sent a message. The vehicle of the suspect who kidnapped the woman entered the area under Xiaoshen's jurisdiction. Seems to be ready to commit a crime. Everyone started to stare at the screen nervously. I want to find out suspected vehicles from hundreds of surveillance. And now it's dark. Xiaoshen counted silently in her heart. After 5 seconds on weekdays, Axio will appear in the camera. But it's been a long time today. She didn't show up. An ominous feeling hit my heart. Xiaoshen rushed out. He knows he can't exercise. You fall when you run. But now Axio may be in danger. Xiaoshen doesn't care. He stumbled all the way. Can run. Xiaoshen won't fall. Because of strenuous exercise. Xiao Shen is completely out of sight. He saw his shoes back in the vague darkness. Shout. At this moment, Axio is being used by a trafficker to get into the car. Fortunately, Xiao Shen arrived in time. The trafficker ran away in a panic. Xiao Shen acted calmly. Tell Axio that she's here to say goodbye to her. At this time the police car drove over. Axio was also taken back to assist in the investigation. After that, Xiao Shen left the monitoring center. He became a blind artist. And a year later, Axio came back from the country. She finally realized that Xiao Shen was completely blind. But it doesn't matter. A shoe will always be behind Xiao Shen. Always protect her. The story ends here. Although this is a Korean movie full of routines. But after reading it, I am still very touched. Dan checked to see if he really has a disease of dynamic vision. But the results found are all boxers who train themselves desperately. Want to have excellent sports vision. I really haven't found a situation like Xiao Shen. It seems that things must be reversed. Nothing too good. Okay, that's all for today's show. See you next time.